All right, so you want to get into cybersecurity, but you're stuck in that loop.
Yep.
Needing experience
Right.
to get a job.
Right.
Needing a job to get experience.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
It's a catch-22.
It is.
But don't worry, we've got your back.
We do.
In this deep dive, we'll be looking at your source material.
Okay.
To give you a roadmap.
All right.
To gain those practical cybersecurity skills. Build some projects that will make your resume shine.
Okay.
And we'll even talk about how to present all this stuff to employers.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So you can confidently say, I've got the skills.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. There are a lot of folks, they get those certifications like the CompTIA Security Plus.
Right.
Or the Google Cybersecurity certifications.
Okay.
But they still feel lost.
Yeah.
When they actually have to do something.
Like they don't know where to go next.
Yeah, exactly.
They need that practical experience.
Yeah, so certifications are good.
Huh?
They're important.
They're like the foundation.
Yeah. Think of them as like a foundation.
Okay.
But you got to build on top of that.
So how do we start building on top of that?
Well, the source material here, it starts us off
Yeah.
with something pretty basic.
All right.
But it's also very crucial.
Okay.
Configuring Microsoft Defender
All right.
and the Windows firewall.
Okay. You might be thinking,
Yeah.
that's too simple.
Right.
But you know what?
Yes.
Even neglecting these basic security measures,
Right.
it can have serious consequences.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I've read about companies who have ended up,
Yeah.
victims of ransomware attacks.
Right.
Just because they didn't do these basic things.
You didn't have the basics.
Yeah.
So even these small steps,
Right.
they can make a really big difference.
For sure, for sure. And plus, if you walk through a guided project like the one on Coursera, it's only like 2 hours.
Right.
But that gives you something concrete
Right.
to put on your resume.
You can say, I did this.
Yeah.
I followed the instructions.
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
implemented these basic security measures.
Yep.
That's great.
Yeah, it's about building that confidence.
Okay.
And having something tangible.
So we're mastering the fundamentals
Right.
before we move on to the
Okay.
bigger stuff.
Okay, so what's next?
What is next?
Well, now we get to put on our detective hats.
Ooh.
We're going to be doing network traffic analysis.
Okay, so we're going to be like digital detectives.
Yes.
We're going to uncover some suspicious activity.
Exactly. And this is really important.
Okay.
Because it helps you understand
Uh-huh.
how your network is talking,
Okay.
the language of the network,
The language of the network.
so you can spot anything that's out of place.
I like it. I'm intrigued.
I'm ready.
Okay. Well, for this, we're going to need some tools.
What kind of tools are we talking about?
So we're going to be using TCP dump
Okay.
and Wireshark.
I've heard of Wireshark.
Okay, yeah. So TCP dump, think of it as like a surveillance camera.
It's just capturing every packet of data
All right.
that passes through.
Right.
Then Wireshark is your analysis lab. You get to dissect it.
All right. So I've heard of Wireshark,
Yeah.
but I've never really used it.
Okay.
What makes it so essential in cybersecurity?
Okay. So let's say an attacker is trying to infiltrate a network.
Okay.
They might use a technique called lateral movement,
Okay.
where they hop from one compromised machine to another.
Okay.
And by using Wireshark, you can detect those suspicious connections.
So you can see where they're going,
Yeah.
tracking their footprints,
Exactly.
but in the digital world.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
it is.
So how do we learn?
So both Coursera and Hack the Box,
Okay.
they offer some guided projects and courses
Right.
that'll get you into TCP dump and Wireshark
Okay.
and Hack the Box. You even analyze RDP traffic.
Now hold on, RDP traffic.
Yeah.
Why is that such a big deal?
Well, RDP, it allows remote access to computers. And if security is weak, attackers can use that to gain control.
Gotcha. So they're exploiting those vulnerabilities.
Exactly.
And then they can move laterally
Yeah.
within the network.
Yep.
Access sensitive data, maybe launch further attacks.
Yep.
Okay, so learning to analyze that traffic,
Right.
we can spot those signs.
Exactly.
Protect ourselves,
Yeah.
protect our organizations.
Yeah.
So it's like having X-ray vision
It is.
into potential security breaches.
Yeah. And it gives you the tools to detect,
Okay.
analyze, and respond to threats in real time.
Okay.
So employers love this.
They do.
They really value this.
Okay, so we've gone from those basic configurations. Now we've done network traffic analysis.
Yep.
What's next?
Okay, so now we're going to shift our focus to Active Directory,
Okay.
or AD.
Right.
It's the backbone of security for many organizations.
Okay.
Think of it like a building security system. It controls who has access to different areas.
Okay.
So just like a key card grants you access to certain rooms, Active Directory manages user access and permissions.
Across the entire network.
Across the network.
That's a really helpful analogy.
I think so.
So Active Directory is all about authentication and authorization.
It is.
To make sure that the user is who they say they are.
Right.
And it determines what they can access.
Yeah. And when you're investigating security incidents, understanding how AD works, it's critical for analyzing logs and figuring out any suspicious activity.
So our source recommends a Hack the Box course. To get a handle on Active Directory fundamentals. What does that course cover?
So it covers the basics of how AD works, including the authentication protocols, Kerberos, and LDAP.
Okay, so understanding those protocols is essential for securing Active Directory.
Yes.
But how do attackers exploit weaknesses in those systems?
So let's take Kerberos, for example.
Right.
Attackers, they can try Kerberos ticket forgery.
Okay.
To impersonate legitimate users.
Oh, so they're pretending to be somebody they're not to gain access.
Exactly. Unauthorized access.
Okay.
Or they might exploit LDAP injection vulnerabilities. To bypass authentication.
So they're tricking the system.
Yeah, they're tricking it.
Into giving them access that they shouldn't have.
Exactly.
So it's like forging a key.
It is.
To get past the security system.
Yeah. Okay. And so by understanding how these attacks work, you can better protect your organization's Active Directory infrastructure.
And prevent those security breaches.
Yes.
All right. So we've gone from basic security practices to network traffic analysis. And now we're getting into the intricacies of Active Directory. It feels like we're leveling up our cybersecurity skills.
That's the goal.
What's next?
Okay, so now...
Let's step into the world of incident response.
Ooh, okay.
And put on our detective hats once again.
I like it.
All right. Imagine a Windows server has been compromised.
Okay.
Your job is to analyze the evidence.
Okay.
Just like a detective solving a cybercrime.
Right.
You got to piece together what happened.
I'm ready to solve this cyber mystery.
Okay, but how can we practice this incident response without actually having a real breach?
Exactly.
Well, Hack the Box comes in again.
They're coming in clutch.
They have a great course called Windows Server Incident Analysis.
Okay.
And it simulates a real-world breach scenario.
All right, so you get to practice.
You get to analyze logs, identify how the attack happened, the attack vectors, figure out how they got in.
And then figure out how to prevent it in the future?
Exactly.
That sounds really cool.
It is.
Especially if you want to demonstrate those skills to a potential employer. Yeah, imagine you're in a job interview and you can talk about how you analyze this simulated server breach.
They're going to be impressed.
They're going to love it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about building this hands-on experience, but what about certifications?
Okay.
Do those still hold weight?
They do.
In the cybersecurity world?
Yeah, they definitely still matter.
Okay.
But the key is to focus on the certifications that emphasize practical skills.
So not just the theory.
Not just the theory. Yeah, you got to be able to do it.
So our source material, it highlights 2 certifications from TryHackMe.
Okay.
SOC Level 1 and Cyber Defense.
Yep.
Tell me more about these certifications.
Okay.
What makes them stand out?
Okay, so SOC Level 1, that's a great starting point, especially if you want to work in a security operations center.
All right.
It focuses on the tools that security analysts use every day.
So like SnortZeek, Wireshark, our old friends.
That's right.
So we're getting hands-on with the tools.
You are.
That are used on the front lines of cyber defense.
It's a solid foundation in SOC operations.
And cyber defense.
Yeah.
How does that differ?
Okay, so cyber defense, think of that as the next level up.
Okay.
It dives deeper into the cybersecurity concepts.
Okay.
Covers Active Directory attacks. Advanced forensic analysis.
Okay.
Incident response techniques.
So this is for people who want to specialize in defending against attacks.
Exactly.
Okay, so both certifications, they're focused on practical skills.
Yes.
Which is what employers want.
That's what they want.
So far, we've covered a lot.
We have.
We talked about building foundational skills. We've talked about tackling some projects.
Yep.
Now let's talk about building a home lab.
Okay.
This is exciting.
It is.
It's like having your own little cybersecurity playground where you can experiment without any real-world consequences.
Without breaking anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm sold. Where do I start?
Well, first, you're going to want to choose a virtualization platform.
Right.
Our source mentions VirtualBox and VMware Workstation.
Okay, so what are the key differences?
Okay, so both of them allow you to create and manage virtual machines.
Right.
Virtual machines, they're like self-contained computers within your computer.
Right.
VirtualBox is free and open source.
Okay.
So it's great for beginners.
Right.
VMware Workstation offers more advanced features.
Okay.
But you got to pay for it.
So it's free versus paid.
Yeah. And, maybe how tech-savvy you are.
If you need those advanced features or not.
Right.
Okay, so once we've chosen our platform, then
Then we get to choose what operating systems we want to install on our virtual machines.
All right.
You want a variety to simulate different environments.
So I'm assuming Windows is essential.
Oh.
If we're talking about cybersecurity.
For sure. Things like Windows 10 or Windows Server. Those are crucial for practicing things like Active Directory management, Windows security configurations. Incident response.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
What about other operating systems?
Well,
because I've heard Linux is pretty popular.
Linux is very popular.
With cybersecurity professionals.
It is. So things like Kali Linux and Parrot OS. Those are staples in penetration testing and security assessments. Right. And they come preloaded with a bunch of security tools.
So we want both.
You do.
Windows and Linux.
Yeah. It gives you a well-rounded
environment to practice those different skills.
Exactly.
I like it. And don't be afraid to experiment.
Don't be afraid to experiment.
We can try out different operating systems, different configurations.
Yep.
The more we explore,
the more you learn.
The more comfortable we'll be.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got our operating systems. We've got our networks.
Yeah, go ahead.
How do we connect these virtual machines to create a realistic network environment?
Yeah, you don't want them just to be isolated.
Right. They need to be able to talk to each other.
Exactly. So most virtualization platforms, they have built-in networking features that let you create virtual networks.
Oh, wow. So we can create our own little mini networks
yes.
within our home labs.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
It is.
So we can connect our virtual machines. We can configure network settings and even simulate different network topologies.
Yes.
So we can practice setting up firewalls.
Yeah.
Intrusion detection systems. We can really get a feel for how networks operate.
Exactly.
In a safe environment.
Safely.
That's awesome.
It is.
Okay.
What's next?
So we've got our operating systems. We've got our network set up. Now what about security tools?
All right, now we're talking.
Okay.
So there are a ton of security tools out there. The ones you choose are going to depend on what you want to do.
Okay, so what are some of the must-haves?
Okay, so for penetration testing, you're going to want to check out Metasploit.
Okay.
It's a toolkit for ethical hacking.
All right.
It gives you a library of exploits, payloads.
Okay.
And you can use all this to simulate real-world attacks.
Okay.
To test security.
So I can pretend to be the bad guy.
Yeah.
To see how the systems would hold up.
Exactly.
I like it.
Yeah. What else?
So for network traffic analysis, Wireshark?
Wireshark, we've talked about that.
We have, but there are others.
Okay.
Like TCP dump and network miner.
Okay.
They can give you insights into the network activity.
All right.
And you can use these to monitor traffic. Analyze packets. Okay, identify threats.
So these are the tools that professionals use every day.
They are.
To protect their networks. That's cool.
It is.
Okay, so what else?
And for vulnerability scanning and analysis, Nmap Nessus and OpenVAS.
Okay.
These are essential.
What do those do?
So these vulnerability scanners, they're like automated security auditors. They'll scan systems and networks for any weaknesses and give you reports that highlight potential risks.
So that we can fix them.
Exactly.
Before the bad guys find them.
Yes.
That's awesome.
It is.
So we can use these tools to identify and fix these holes before attackers can exploit them.
Yes.
It's like we're building our own little mini cybersecurity operations center in our homes.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
It is.
And it really shows how vast this world is.
It is.
And how much there is to learn.
Yeah, and the best way to learn is to use them.
Is to actually do it.
Yeah, your home lab is your playground.
It is.
Play around.
Yeah.
See how things work.
Break stuff.
Yes, break things in a safe environment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a safe space to break things.
It is.
That's awesome. Okay.
What's next?
So we've talked about home labs. Let's shift gears.
Okay.
Let's talk about Capture the flag competitions.
Oh, CTFs.
CTFs, yes.
All right.
From what I've heard.
Yeah.
These are like the ultimate cybersecurity challenge.
They are.
Okay.
They're competitive.
Okay.
You got individuals or teams solving security-related puzzles.
Okay.
Trying to capture flags to earn points.
Okay.
It's a great way to test your skills and learn in a fun environment.
So what kind of challenges can we expect?
Well, they cover a wide range.
Okay.
From web app security, cryptography, reverse engineering, binary exploitation, forensics. So it's a great way to broaden your skills and discover new areas.
Yeah, maybe you'll find something you really like.
Yeah. What are some examples?
So imagine a web app security challenge. You're given a web application, and you got to find the vulnerabilities to gain access to sensitive data.
So I'm like an ethical hacker.
Yeah, you're hacking for good.
I like it.
Yeah.
What about cryptography?
Okay, cryptography? You might have to break codes. Okay. Decipher messages. Analyze encryption algorithms.
So I'm uncovering hidden information. I like it. It appeals to the puzzle solvers.
It does.
Yeah.
Okay, what about reverse engineering?
Reverse engineering, that's where you're given some software. Or some hardware. And you got to figure out how it works. You might be given like a binary file. And you have to figure out what it does.
That sounds pretty intense.
It can be.
Yeah.
But it's a good challenge. Okay. Are there any that involve forensics?
Oh, yeah. Forensics challenges. They're popular.
Okay.
You might have to analyze a disk image.
Good.
Or a memory dump. Some log files.
All right.
And you have to reconstruct the events.
Okay.
Identify the attacker. Recover stolen data.
So it's like digital detective work.
It is.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So how do we get started with these CTFs?
Well,
are there any specific platforms?
There are some great platforms that host competitions and provide challenges for all skill levels.
Okay, give me some examples.
So Hack the Box, Try Hack Me, and CTF Time are some popular ones.
Okay.
Hack the Box is known for its realistic attack scenarios.
Right.
It's hands-on.
Yeah.
Get to practice your skills in these virtual environments.
So it's like a hacking playground.
It is.
Okay. What about Try Hack Me?
Try Hack Me. They offer a more structured
learning experience, guided walkthroughs, interactive challenges.
So it's better for beginners.
Yeah. Or if you just want a more step-by-step approach.
I like it. What about CTF Time?
CTF Time. It's a comprehensive platform that aggregates information about competitions worldwide.
So I can find upcoming ones.
Yeah.
I can track our team's progress.
Yep.
I can see how we rank against other teams.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's a central hub.
Okay, so if somebody wants to get into CTFs, these are the places to start.
They are.
But it's not just about winning.
No, it's not just about winning.
Right.
It's about learning.
Okay.
Collaborating. Pushing your skills to the limit. And then fun.
And the skills that you learn, they're valuable.
They are.
To employers.
Yes. Employers love to see that.
So it's a win-win.
It is.
You learn, you network, and you boost your career prospect. Yes.
Okay.
So we've covered a lot.
We've covered a ton.
In this first part. We've talked about essential skills, hands-on projects, home labs, and CTF competitions. What's really inspiring is that this roadmap, it's available to anyone with passion and dedication.
That's a great point.
Yeah, and remember, cybersecurity is always evolving. There's always something new to learn, new challenges to face.
I'm feeling more confident already.
Good.
And I'm motivated to pursue this.
That's the spirit.
Yeah.
Cybersecurity is not just a job. It's a mission. To protect our digital lives.
It is.
And make sure everyone has a secure future.
All right, let's take a quick break.
Okay.
When we come back, we'll talk about how to present all this hard-earned experience on your resume.
Sounds good.
So stay tuned.
All right.
We'll be right back.
We will.
Welcome back. We just explored a ton of projects and resources that can help you build those crucial cybersecurity skills.
Right.
But now comes the challenge.
What's that?
How do you showcase all that amazing experience on your resume so that it stands out to potential employers?
You want it to scream.
I do.
I'm the cybersecurity talent you've been looking for.
Exactly.
So how do we make that happen?
How do we make that happen?
Well, the source here, it emphasizes tailoring your resume to each job.
So not just a generic resume.
No. You got to tailor it.
Okay, so how can we tailor it?
Well, first,
Nice.
You really need to dissect that job description.
Right.
What are they looking for? What skills?
Okay.
What experience? Then you want to highlight how your skills and projects match up.
Okay, so it's not about listing every skill you have. No. It's about showcasing the ones that they're looking for.
Exactly.
Okay, so how do we showcase those?
Well, one way is to create a key project section.
Right.
This is where you can highlight all those practical projects.
The stuff we were just talking about.
Exactly, like configuring Microsoft Defender, analyzing network traffic with Wireshark, building a home lab.
That's perfect.
Yeah, all that good stuff.
All right, so we've got our key project section. But how do we describe these projects?
Well, you want to be specific and action-oriented.
Give me an example.
Okay, so instead of saying, I configured the Windows firewall, you could say, I successfully configured and hardened the Windows firewall on multiple virtual machines to prevent unauthorized access.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
You're really painting a picture.
Yeah, you're showing.
Of what I did and the skills that I used. Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
So what about the skills section?
Okay, the skills section. That's where you list all the relevant cybersecurity tools, technologies, concepts that you're familiar with.
Be specific.
Go specific. Yeah. Don't just say cybersecurity.
Okay.
You know, break it down.
Okay.
Network security.
Yes.
Vulnerability assessment.
Okay.
Incident response.
All right.
Penetration testing.
Okay.
Things like that.
So the more specific we are, the better we can communicate our expertise.
Exactly.
What about certifications?
Okay, certifications, those definitely deserve their own section.
Yeah.
So you want to list them all out. Yeah. Full name of the certification awarding organization.
Okay.
And the date. You got it.
Should we also repeat those skills?
You don't have to repeat them word for word.
All right.
But you can elaborate on specific skills or tools you learned.
Give me an example.
Okay, so let's say you got the SOC Level 1 certification.
Okay.
You could mention Snort Zeek and Wireshark in your skills section.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so it shows that you're proficient.
Okay, that's really helpful.
Yeah.
So we've got our key project section, our skills section, certifications.
Yep.
What other tips?
My last piece of advice is to quantify whenever possible. So instead of just saying, I analyzed network traffic, you could say, I analyzed over 100,000 network packets.
Wow, okay.
Using Wireshark to identify and mitigate a potential security breach.
Okay, so we're using numbers to add weight to our achievements. Yes. Show them what you did.
Show, don't tell.
Yes.
All right, so now that our resumes are looking good, let's go back to building those skills with our home lab.
Yeah.
Where do we even begin? Well, it might seem daunting.
It kind of does.
Yeah, but it's really rewarding.
Okay.
And it's going to help you with your cybersecurity skills.
Okay, so first we need to choose a virtualization platform.
Yes.
We've got VirtualBox and VMware Workstation.
Yep.
What are the differences?
Okay, so both. They allow you to create virtual machines. Okay. These are like computers within your computer.
Okay.
VirtualBox is free.
Okay.
It's open source, so it's perfect for beginners. VMware Workstation. It offers more advanced features.
All right.
But you got to pay.
So it really depends on our budget and our needs.
Right.
Okay, so once we've chosen our platform...
Then comes the fun part.
What's the fun part?
Choosing the operating systems. To install.
On our virtual machines.
On the virtual machines.
I'm ready.
Okay, so you want a variety to simulate different environments. You know, to practice.
So Windows is essential.
Oh, Windows is essential.
Right.
So especially if we're talking cybersecurity.
Right.
So Windows 10.
Okay.
Windows Server. Crucial for things like Active Directory. Windows Security.
Okay.
Incident response.
Got it. But what about other operating systems?
Well, you're going to want some Linux.
Okay. Why Linux?
Well, Linux, it's popular with cybersecurity professionals.
All right.
So things like Kali Linux.
Okay.
Parrot OS.
All right.
Those are great for penetration testing and security assessments.
And they come preloaded.
They do.
With a bunch of tools.
Yes. So you're ready to go.
So we want both Windows and Linux.
Yes. It gives you that well-rounded
environment to practice those skills.
Yeah. And, you know, don't be afraid to experiment.
Play around.
Try different things.
Break some stuff.
Yeah, in a safe way.
In a safe environment.
Exactly.
It's our playground.
It is.
Okay.
We've got our operating systems, our networks.
Wow.
What about security tools?
Okay, so for security tools, there's a whole world out there. It really depends on what you're interested in. Yeah. What you want to learn.
So for penetration testing.
For pen testing. Metasploit.
Okay, we talked about Metasploit.
We did. It's a great tool to start with.
Okay.
It's like your ethical hacking toolkit.
What about other tools?
Well, for network traffic analysis, you're going to want Wireshark.
Wireshark?
But there are others, like TCP dump and Network Miner.
Right.
These will give you insights into network activity.
So I can see.
Yeah, you can monitor traffic, analyze packets, identify threats.
So these are the tools that
these are the tools
professionals use? That professionals use every day to protect their networks.
That's cool.
It is.
Okay.
And for vulnerability scanning, you're going to want things like Nmap Nessus, OpenVAS.
Okay.
These are your vulnerability scanner.
All right, so these will scan our systems and networks for any weaknesses.
Exactly, and they'll give you reports to show you those potential risks.
So we can fix them.
So you can fix them.
Before the bad guys.
Before the bad guys get there.
Okay, so we're being proactive.
We are.
We're using these tools to identify and fix these holes before they can be exploited.
Yes.
I like it.
Yeah, and the best way to learn these tools is to use them.
Is to play around with them.
Yes, experiment.
Break things.
Break things, yeah, in a safe environment.
Exactly.
In your home lab.
Our home lab is our playground.
It is.
We can see how things work.
Exactly.
We can learn so much by getting hands-on.
It's the best way to learn.
So it's starting to feel like we're building our own little cybersecurity operations center in our homes.
Yeah. That's the idea.
That's really cool.
It is.
And it really shows how complex this world is.
It is complex.
There's so much to learn.
There's so much to learn.
And explore.
That's what makes it exciting.
It does. It's exciting.
It's always changing.
Okay, so we've talked about crafting a resume, building a home lab, equipping it with the right tools, the right operating systems. Yeah. It feels like we're on our way to becoming cybersecurity pros.
We are getting there.
All right, so now that we've kind of equipped our listeners with the technical skills.
Right.
What about the mental game?
Oh, the mental game's important.
It is. What kind of mindset do we need?
Yeah.
To not just survive, but thrive
Okay.
in this world.
That's what we want.
That's what we want. We'll explore that.
Okay.
In the final part.
Sounds good.
Of our deep dive.
All right.
So don't go anywhere.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back to our cybersecurity deep dive.
And we're in the final stretch.
We are. We've talked about building those practical skills.
Yeah.
Crafting that killer resume.
Right.
Setting up our home lab.
Our cybersecurity playground.
It is. But now we need to talk about mindset.
Oh, yeah. Mindset's important.
It is. What kind of mindset do we need to thrive?
We need to embrace a growth mindset.
A growth mindset.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
So that means viewing challenges as opportunities to learn and grow.
So not roadblocks.
No, not roadblocks.
No.
They're stepping stones.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah. And the cybersecurity, it's always evolving.
It is.
So you're always going to be learning, adapting, facing new challenges.
So how do we put that into practice?
Okay.
Because we're going to face setbacks.
You are, but persistence is key.
Persistence.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't let those setbacks define you.
Okay.
View them as learning experiences.
Okay, so when I hit a roadblock.
Yeah.
I need to
take a step back.
Okay.
Analyze the situation.
Figure out what went wrong.
Yeah, what went wrong.
And try again.
Try again. And don't be afraid to ask for help.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Sometimes we get caught up in trying to figure it out on our own.
I've been there.
Yeah.
But you know, cybersecurity is a team sport.
It is.
There's a community out there ready to help you.
Okay.
So connect with other professionals online, in person.
Right.
You know, there are forums, communities.
Yeah. So we're not just building technical skills. Yeah. We're also...
You're building relationships.
Fostering that sense of community.
Yes, and that's important.
It is.
Yeah. The cybersecurity community, it's full of passionate people.
Okay.
They want to share their knowledge, give you advice, help you succeed.
I like it.
Yeah.
So we've got our growth mindset. We're ready to persist.
Yes.
We know we've got a community.
Yeah.
What's your final piece of advice?
My final piece of advice. Believe in yourself.
Okay.
You have the power to learn these skills.
Okay.
Solve those complex problems. And make the digital world a safer place.
I love that message.
Yeah.
We've covered so much in this deep dive.
We've gone from the basics to the more advanced stuff.
We talked about practical skills, resumes, home labs, mindset, community.
It's been a great journey.
It has. What's the one thing?
Okay, so the one thing you need to remember.
Okay.
Never stop learning.
Never stop learning.
Yeah, cybersecurity is always changing. New threats pop up every day. Technologies are always developing. So keep learning.
Keep learning.
Yeah, and you'll be fine.
All right. That's a perfect note to end on.
I think so.
Thank you for joining us.
It's been a pleasure.
On this cybersecurity deep dive.
Yeah.
We hope you feel inspired.
Yes.
Empowered. And ready to take on the challenge.
Yes.
Of building a more secure digital future.
Let's do it.
Thanks for listening.